what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today I will be talking about the SBA loan as well as unemployment. So first off, with the SBA loans, they've actually just opened it back up about like 3 or 4 days ago or so. So basically got some more money to be able to put into business owners. So if you have a business and you have not applied for the SBA loan, you should. Now here's why you should. Because what they do is they give you a grant. They give you a grant that you don't have to pay back, meaning they give you money. So they give you $1,000 per employee, right? And they give it to you, basically it's just free money. And they give that to you, and then later the application comes to where if you're interested in taking the loan, you have that option. You don't have to take it. So here's what you do. You go to sba.gov and you'll be able to find where you can apply. The application is very simple. Once you apply, what's going to happen is they're going to give you a grant. So if you have 1 employee, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's definitely worth you filling it out. So if you're just a sole proprietor, someone that's a gig worker, whatever it is that you have a business. Now, if you started your business last week, then maybe you don't want to apply. This has to do with people that have been affected of any kind that have had their business. And to be on the safe side, if you've been running your business before the pandemic or even back in 2019, before 2020, you're pretty much going to get approved for just getting that grant or whatnot. But if you just started your business, then like a week ago, no, don't apply. So for so many businesses that have tried to do the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Plan, then what they've found out is that there's so many different stipulations, and some of them have just chosen not to take it because of the stipulations, just being worried, and there's different things going on in their business and things like that. However, you can definitely find better luck with the SBA. Like I said, they're going to give you a $1,000 grant per employee. And then they're going to come back with the application. It'll come to your email and you'll get a chance to actually, accept whatever they're offering or not. The terms of the loan is 30 years and the rate is like from 2 to 3.75% for 30 years. The first year you don't have to pay the loan back. However, that year it's still accruing interest. Okay, so getting that, it's for working capital, so it's not for you to go and buy a new car and stuff like that, like to just splurge and live your life and stuff like that. But you don't have to accept the loan at all, but you will get the grant. So for those that did not have luck with the PPP or they're a little afraid of the terms, etc., hey, this is a chance for you to be able to get something for your business. And now, because so many people applied, maybe like 2 months ago when it first opened up, what happened is, you don't have as many people applying now. So the process is moving a lot faster. So there's some people I know that applied for the SBA loan and they got their grant literally 24 hours later, deposited right into their account. So it's moving pretty fast. I know when I applied for the SBA, I applied for the grant, but you have to fill out the application as a whole for the loan. It took about 5 or 6 weeks or so when they deposited the grant into our account. I totally forgot that I even applied, and then I see that I get this grant money that's deposited into our account. So it took like a while for the first one, but now because things are more improved, more efficient, and like I said, you don't have as many people applying for that right now, it's moving a lot faster. So it's definitely worth you going to sba.gov. Like I said, if you have a business and you have not applied, or like if the PPP didn't work out for you or whatever the case is, or you've been twiddling your fingers just trying to figure out what you're going to do, like I said, you haven't applied, then it's definitely worth you going to apply. Like I said, it's not just regular brick and mortar, but if you're a 1099 employee, meaning that you have to pay your own taxes, sole proprietors to LLCs to incorporations, whatever, as long as you have under 500 employees and below. So if you don't have any employees and it's just you, then the number of employees is 1, you. If it's you and your wife that are working in the business, the number of employees are what? 2, right? Okay, so fairly simple. So go ahead and apply that way so you can get your grant and your free money that can help you towards your business or whatever you need it for. Now, unemployment. So here's the thing. So even though it may seem like things are kind of getting back to normal. That's not necessarily the case. Now, the media kind of controls what you see. So even with the reopenings, not all businesses are still having, one heck of a time. A lot of them are still struggling. Clientele hasn't necessarily returned and became the same in different sectors and for many businesses. So you still have a lot of people who are struggling in business that still have to, lay people off or have kind of furloughed people or can't even really bring people back because they had to close their doors in these last 3 months. So there still are people who are still literally losing their job, still being affected by this. And like I said, the media doesn't really talk about it. Like, for example, the rent and mortgage delinquency has been going up every single month. And you would think that maybe, with the unemployment and things like that, that maybe that's not the case. But no, you still have those things happening. Like I said, like in a previous video, yes, you do have where the money is helping some people, and then you have it where it's still kind of keeping people from barely getting by. I know the unemployment is like such a taboo conversation, especially with those that are still working, to where they're like, wow, why are these people getting all this extra money? Well, it's not necessarily a blessing for everybody. Like, just imagine someone who's been furloughed, and yeah, the extra $600 is helping, but they made $2,000 a week, and their lifestyle is a whole much greater than based off of the income that they were making, because they had a 6-figure income or whatever the case is, and now they're making less from unemployment, as well as so many different other things that can affect a person during this time. Because you'd be surprised, like a domino effect. So yes, I know it's a taboo conversation, but however, just imagine, if you lost your job. Yes, for those that have been working, they're actually trying to get something passed within this next stimulus bill so that they can actually receive some compensation for those that have been working. And I talked about that in another video like a couple weeks ago. But those things are still kind of on the table, and I guess the government will make a decision on that at some point. And really, I think they should make the decision, maybe sooner than later, versus the decision coming somewhere in mid-July or whatnot. So who knows when they'll make the decision. But the unemployment is still very helpful for people that have lost their job, that did not plan on being in the situation that they're in based off the disease, the virus that's going around. So the unemployment can still be a benefit to some. So if you've lost your job recently, here's something that I want to also just make mention of, because I had someone comment on one of my other videos about how they're out of work basically because they didn't have anywhere to take their kids for daycare. The daycare shut down and has not opened back up, so they've had to come home, and they've been working different gig jobs to try to make some money to offset the money that they lost. So here's the thing: within the CARES Act and the unemployment, there are clauses to where if you have lost income, or you've been out of work basically because of having to take care of your child, there's a good chance that you could actually get the unemployment. So if that's you, and your income was affected because you have to stay home to take care of your child, then it's worth you going to apply for the unemployment. Go through to your state's unemployment website and just start going through the process. It's definitely worth it, because you could get some compensation based off of you having to deal with a situation that you couldn't control. So for parents, it is definitely tough. Like, our kids have been home. Now, granted, I work from home, so 3 months prior, my kids are like at home all day. So yes, it takes a lot more of your time. You can't necessarily work in the same fashion, but in the same instance, like, there's some people that they don't have the luxury of working from home. Like, they worked somewhere where they couldn't bring their job home or anything like that. Well, or they don't have a business, and so that they've lost their job, whatever the case is, or had to come home because there's no one that can help them take care of their kids. So it's definitely worth you applying for the unemployment. Just understand, if you do get approved, like I've been saying in all my videos, and you're getting this extra money, just make sure that you do take care of the money. Don't get spend crazy. Spend wisely, save as much as you can, so that way that you don't put yourself in a worse off position, because once it's over, and everybody's gonna have to get back to work. So you don't want to be in a lazy position. But anyways, that's just a little bit I want to talk about the unemployment. But you guys have a good one, and I will talk to you guys on the next video. Y'all stay safe. Peace.